All right, how y'all doing today? All right, thanks for coming. This is Scale the Next Generation again, and our speaker today is going to be Justin King on how can you be involved in the open source community at any age. Thank you and enjoy.
Alrighty, so thank you for being here, and let's start. So first of all, I have Yoda Tux, and he says, "We are closer than you can." I do the voice terrible, I know, but so basically, I trust Yoda Tux, and I think you should too, because he's a wise Jedi Master anyway, so you should trust him. Alrighty, how to get started. First of all, start small. Like when I was trying to do my first programming language, which was Ruby, I was starting way too big. I was trying to do mathematical 3D vectors and stuff like that, and I didn't even know how to do it. So make sure to start small. Alrighty, learn about the kinds of software you are going to use. Say you've heard it from a friend, you may want to actually research, even if you've heard about it, because there may be some things that you don't know. Learn how they work, the kinds of software work. Now, you should learn the syntax of it, or you should learn how the program works if you're doing GIMP or something. So, basically learn the syntax or how the program works. Modify existing programs. You should try and fix small bugs if you know the syntax. Like, say someone forgot a semicolon and you see it, it'll work. You just fix it and submit a bug report. I'll tell you how to do that later. Alrighty. Try to code a one-button application. This is going with the first thing, which is start small. And you should start small. Alright. Ask questions on IRC. Most people are just really raging over this. So basically just ask questions on IRC whenever you need to. And this will also be in the general error rule, which I'll explain later. View the wiki and API reference, of course. And also, people just ask people on IRC what their problems, and they're basically wasting the person on IRC's time. So check the wiki first, or API reference. Contact a developer or a pro. The developer will most likely know, and the developers are usually friendly. By the way, do not give out your phone number to a developer. Even though they may seem nice, they could use it for something else that you don't know. Talk to your parents. They'll probably know your solution if they're really geeky. Experiment. If you're not modifying the operating system, then you definitely want to experiment with all sorts of programming languages. Like, there's this programming language called AppleScript, which AppleScript is basically English, just modified a little. So I tried to do something like I tried choose file, and then that basically led a pop-open dialog. So experiment. Choosing your programming language. Alrighty, so the first example for JavaScript, which is for websites, I can't do because there was a glitch with Linux. Then the second one is HTML/XML, which is a web/layout language. Then there's Python, which is an OS/app language. And then there's Shell, which is core OS of Linux. Now, you'll notice that I had that shell over there. That's a fun joke that I just wanted to put in. And I have an example for you. So let me just go. So this is a really fun command. So let's try this. Yes, space. Hi. Alrighty. Now whoever wants to volunteer from the audience, come up and press the enter key, will get a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Okay, you can do it. And also, when you're done with it, press Control-C. As you can see, it just repeats the text over and over again. Thank you. So that's the special command that I thought everyone would like. Alrighty, then there's Java, which is a web/application language. Then there's Perl, which is an operating system language, and it can be used for command line applications also. Example 1 of how to help the open source community. GIMP plugins. So Cartoonizer, it makes images look like they were drawn basically in a comic book. Like it basically posterizes or basically reduces the number of colors and then adds lines to the edges. Then Beautify has effects to make you look like other people. Like there's a Japanese effect, which will make you look like a Japanese person. It just recolors your face basically. And then how you can get involved. Make plugins for people if you are good at programming. Answer other people's questions about GIMP or programming plugins. And then make your plugins open source, which will help the whole entire community. Example 2 of how to help the open source community. Shell. Then there's the examples of shell script and manual. freeos.com/guide/LSST basically is a guidebook on how you should start with shell, like using the cd command and the pwd command, which you'll learn in the guide. Then there's viavolinux.com.br with a whole bunch of else, and that is basically a base64 encryption and decodation. I don't know. It's basically an encryption and decryption script that will encode things to base64 and back. Alrighty, how you can get involved. Make shell scripts. You can help people with the shell, like say if someone needs to know a command for copying the entire drive, including the partitions, then there's the command dd for that. So then there's solve network problems. This is an uncommon one because you can use the ping command, which you'll learn about probably in the guide. And then you can basically solve network commands by using, network problems by using SSH for another machine. So the first example of Blender assets in scripts is a Minecraft Blender rig. It's pretty easy to use. It uses IK, which is basically like where the position of the hand is. And then the second one is an ocean tutorial, and this is for pretty basic beginners, and it basically just covers how to create your own dynamic ocean. Then there's the Blender plugins repository, which has all sorts of the plugins that you will probably need. How you can get involved. Make assets, 3D models, animations, and plugins. Make video tutorials like the ocean one, and have fun doing it. The last one of these is always going to apply to all things you do. So then, this is the Minecraft version of me in Blender. It's a pretty funny one, I know. I modified the rig that you're going to download, and then I added some TNT and a diamond sword. You'll learn about that if you know Minecraft. Then, there is the yes command. Alrighty, how to submit a bug report. Use bug tracking software to find bugs in your code or somebody else's code. Submit a bug report to the website of the project you are working on. To do the bug tracking software for Python, for example, use PyChecker. You can Google that and it'll show you. Then describe the issue, when it happens, what the log says, what version it is, and how you think it could be fixed. If needed, supply your contact information. And remember, don't give out your phone number. You can give out your email, though. Yes, with your parents' permission. If you have an email. Some of you may not. Alright. There's some resources. So you should... Let me go over. Then there's openhatch.org, which is hands-on tutorials for the absolute beginner. It's cut off. I tried to fix the issue, and it came back. Alrighty. Then there's openadvice.org, which is basically a PDF on how to interact with other developers and how to solve many problems. Now, does anyone think they know what the general error rule is? Just take a guess. Anyone? Okay, nobody gets the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Yeah, just take a guess. Anyone? Okay, fine. The general error rule is don't panic if you ruin your program. Try to fix it, and if you don't succeed in 15 minutes, ask someone. That's just general rule. So then, try to find a programming language that you're interested in. Say you're not going to use, say you hate art and you're a bad artist, then you wouldn't want to use GIMP. But if you do, you could create a GIMP plugin using Python for others. Alrighty, the last slide. What we've learned. Start small. How to get help. How to choose your programming language. 3 examples of how you can be involved. Available resources. The general error rule. Then, this is my contact info. You can email me at justinscottking@gmail.com. The links will be at the URL there. And then there's a download for this presentation. I still have to update the links in the downloads to check maybe 3 days after scale. Alrighty, meet me after if you have any questions. Yes, that's what I was going to say. So, any questions? I was going to say that too. Alright. Alrighty. Well, Linux specifically, I think it was in 2011 when I started programming applications for Linux. But, I have been programming for, I think maybe 2010, since 2010. And my dad introduced me. Yes. Yeah. Alrighty. Any other questions? Okay. The two great operating systems that I prefer are Mac and Linux. I hate Windows personally. Alrighty. Well, what I recommend is they have stuff like tarballs where it teaches you how to create a tarball from the command line. But what I recommend is they at least show you DD, which is a command that can copy the entire drive from one flash drive to later on. Later, I said later on. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Any other questions? You. Oh. Well, I actually hate Windows Phone 7. I really like Microsoft. The only thing that's actually good that they, well, the only thing that I like from Microsoft is basically Connect and Word. Well, I have a Microsoft mouse mainly because I forgot to get a Logitech one, but and I love Logitech. Yes. My favorite video game is probably Portal 2, Quantum Conundrum, and Lego Star Wars 3. And they're all Portal is soon going to be ported to Linux, which is good. So yeah, that's an exciting news. Any more questions? Yes? The easiest one, if you have a Mac only, is AppleScript. AppleScript is like practically, well then Python or JavaScript are equal. But I would recommend starting with JavaScript and HTML. I actually never used Scratch, except which I actually did one of the touchscreen computers. So I have a form besides. Anyone else? Yes? Oh yeah, I use Blender mainly for Minecraft animations, and I learned something new, which is you can create capes in Blender using the soft body modifier. Yes? Okay, no. I've got alright. Alrighty. What are 5 basic commands on the terminal? That one is limited.
No, they have to ask the question and then they get one. So anybody who's asked the question can get one. So she gets one.
No.
What you have to do, what I just said is anybody who asks the question.
Give it to her. And then who else did it? Already. I'm terrible. I'm terrible at throwing. That is completely and utterly true. And then you got one. That would have got her. It's called skills.
All the way in the back here.
Alrighty. You're a baseball player.
Okay. Here, let me have another one.
My plans for the future are definitely to emphasize on Enyo and the Enyo 2 framework, because I love Enyo is basically an open source JavaScript framework that can allow you to basically make, like, you could make mobile applications, preferably mobile applications, but you could also create just desktop applications. But yeah, web pages, because it's a JavaScript framework, so pretty obvious. Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Alrighty. Yeah. I don't know what Alice is personally. I've always started with the actual programming languages, and the reason why I actually started is because I wanted to make SketchUp plugins, because I was interested so much in SketchUp, which is basically a Google 3D modeling program. It's not Google anymore. They handed it over to Trimble, but it's a 3D modeling program that's made for architectural design. Okay, thank you. Yes? Yeah. Especially when you have to deal with sine waves. Well, personally, I haven't made many 3D models. The only thing I've actually made is a Minecraft cave, which is basically a rectangular prism. That's basically all I've made. Yeah, I have modified them. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and by the way, what I said that I've only made a Minecraft cake, that was in Blender. I've done way more in SketchUp. And in fact, I've modeled my own Pinewood Derby car in SketchUp. Anyone else? Yes? Yeah, I do, but there's only one friend that actually ever listens to me, which is Ivor, and he's actually into hardware stuff, so he's actually like the only one I can actually get into it. Except for this girl in my grade called Gabriella. She's hang on. She's kind of into the computers, and I'm teaching her more, so. So, any more questions? Alrighty, thank you for watching. Whee! And also, tonight at 8 or 9, 8 o'clock will be game night, and starting at 8 o'clock will also be the kids' craft table. So if you have any kids here, then just bring them over to Plaza Ballroom B, I believe it is. Yeah, in the basement, which is LL lower lobby. So yeah, just come on and have a great time. There will be duct tape crafts. There will be a giant playhouse that you can color, and other stuff. So just come on over. And also there will be tons of other stuff at game night.